Get ready to uncover the UK's hidden treasure. These ultra-rare coins aren't just pocket change, they're worth hundreds of thousands, even millions. From mysterious mints to historic errors, these are the top for most valuable UK coins that could make you rich. Watch till the end, one might be in your pocket. Introduction to the 1983 £1 coin. In 1983, the United Kingdom made a bold leap in its coinage history by introducing the very first £1 coin to replace the old paper pound note. This was a major event in British currency, and the Royal Mint spared no effort in designing a coin that would stand out in durability and prestige. The reverse, tail side, of the coin featured a design by Eric Sewell, showcasing the iconic royal arms of the United Kingdom, while the obverse, head side, bore the graceful second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. The rare error, the missing milled edge inscription. Here's what makes this coin so valuable. The 1983 £1 coin was intended to have an edge inscription, reading Decus et tutamen, Latin for an ornament and a safeguard. This phrase, used on British coins since the 17th century, not only gives the coin an air of regality but also acts as a security feature against counterfeiting. But in a small batch of 1983 coins, this inscription was completely missing. The coin's edge was left plain, or milled without the lettering. That's right, these error coins feature a smooth, unmarked edge, completely lacking the iconic Latin phrase. This was a minting mistake, and although the Royal Mint has never confirmed exactly how many escaped into circulation, experts believe fewer than 20 genuine examples exist in the wild. Why this error coin is worth $79,000 to $150,000. Over the last decade, the numismatic market has seen an explosion in demand for error coins, especially those tied to major national currency transitions, like the first issue of the pound coin. Here's how the value stacks up. A standard 1983 £1 coin is worth around £1 to £2 today pocket change. But a genuine error coin with a missing edge inscription has sold for $79,000 at verified auctions. Pristine, uncirculated versions with authenticated grading have hit $99,000 in private sales, and rumors swirl of an exceptional proof strike error, potentially unique, that could command upwards of $150,000 in the right auction setting. That's enough to pay off a mortgage, buy a Tesla, or invest in your future, all from a coin smaller than a biscuit. The history behind the error. To understand why this error is so rare, we need to rewind to 1983. When the £1 coin was introduced, the Royal Mint was under pressure to deliver millions of coins for immediate public use. During these high-volume production runs, it's believed that a batch of blanks skipped the inscription stage, or were improperly fed into the edge lettering machinery. Some theories suggest this could have happened during a late-night shift, a mechanical fault, or even as part of a trial run before the final inscription process was perfected. Whatever the cause, the result is this: a tiny number of coins slipped through without the inscription, and they were never meant to exist. How to spot the error coin. So how do you know if your 1983 £1 coin is one of the lucky few? Here's your checklist. White heavy checkmark. Check the edge of the coin. A regular 1983 coin should have Decus et tutamen engraved clearly. If it's completely smooth, you might be onto something. White heavy checkmark. Use a magnifying glass or jeweller's loupe to look for any sign of machine milling but no lettering. White heavy checkmark. Inspect for proof like finish or sharpness in detail. Many rare errors are also found on specimen or proof strikes. White heavy checkmark. Look for coins in mint sets or original packaging from 1983. Some errors may have escaped in these sets before the issue was widely discovered. Collector demand is exploding. The global collector community is always on the hunt for first-issue coins and rare mint errors, especially ones tied to major historical events like the introduction of a new denomination. Demand is especially high in United Kingdom. Home collectors love British coinage history. United States, American collectors are obsessed with rare foreign error coins. China and Japan Asian buyers are increasingly entering the high-end coin market. What's more, since only a handful of these error coins are known, prices are climbing year after year. As awareness grows, so does the value. More than money, a piece of royal history. Beyond the price tag, this coin represents an incredible moment in British history. It bears the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, symbolizing the start of a new era in coinage and commerce. The error itself reflects the human side of production. Even the most secure mints can make mistakes. For collectors, it's not just about money, it's about owning a one-of-a-kind piece of royal and monetary heritage. Section 1. History Origin. Host: in 1969, the United Kingdom was on the brink of monetary transformation. Britain was preparing to switch from the old imperial system to decimalisation, a process that would change currency forever. The 50 new pence coin was introduced as a replacement for the 10-shilling note, and it was revolutionary. It was the first heptagonal, seven-sided, coin used in the UK, bold, lightweight, and futuristic. It featured a young Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by Arnold Machin, and Britannia holding a trident on the reverse, created by Christopher Ironside. But amid the millions minted, a tiny batch came with critical minting errors, and that's where the legend begins. Section 2. The Rare Error Coins. Host, let's talk about what makes these coins so valuable. While 188 million standard 50p coins were minted in 1969, a handful of error coins slipped through. Coins with mistakes so rare, collectors around the world are battling to get their hands on them. Here are the most coveted errors found in 1969 50p coins. 1. Misstruck planchette error. Some coins were struck on the wrong size or weight planchette, leading to unusual thickness, off-metal coloration, or strange edges. 2. Die alignment error. A few 50p coins show misalignment between the obverse and reverse sides, meaning if you flip the coin over, the Queen and Britannia don't line up correctly. This rare type is highly desirable. 3. Double die error. On some coins, the inscriptions appear doubled, especially visible on the new pence or the Queen's profile. These doubling errors are extremely scarce. 4. No new pence variant, prototype. Now here's the unicorn of them all, the no new pence prototype coin. Some test strikes were made without the word new on the reverse. These were never meant for circulation and are believed to number fewer than 5 in existence. One such specimen has fetched over $84,000 at auction. Collectors speculate that an unreleased proof or test batch may even exist in private hands, and if authenticated, such a coin could command $110,000 or more. Section 3. Values and Market. Host, so what are these coins actually worth today? Let's break it down. White heavy checkmark standard 1969 50p coin circulated examples, $2 to $5. White heavy checkmark brilliant uncirculated, $20 to $80 depending on condition. White heavy checkmark rare die errors and double dies, $1,000 to $5,000. White heavy checkmark wrong planchette errors, $6,000 to $15,000. White heavy checkmark prototype no new pence variants, $60,000 to $84,000. Via top-tier examples with verified provenance, potentially $110,000 or more. Section 4. How to check your coin, 7 to 8:30. Host, so, how do you know if you have one of these gold mines hiding in your drawer? Here's what to do. Check the date, it must be from 1969. And say new pence on the back. Inspect with a loupe, look closely at the Queen's profile, lettering, and edges. Any signs of doubling or misalignment, that's a red flag, and possibly a jackpot. Weigh the coin, the correct weight is 13.5 grams. If yours is lighter or heavier, it could be a wrong planchette. Edge consistency, 1969 coins should have a smooth, flat edge. Any ridging or inconsistent shapes might point to an error. Get it authenticated. If in doubt, send it to PCGS or NGC for grading and authentication. That's your best shot at unlocking top dollar. Section 5. Global Collector Craze. Host, it's not just British collectors who are obsessed. The global coin market has exploded in the past 5 years. Chinese, Indian, and American collectors are pouring money into rare British decimal coins, especially those linked to Queen Elizabeth II's reign, which ended in 2022. And with only a handful of verified error coins known, the market is only getting hotter. As demand rises and supply remains fixed or possibly lower than believed, prices are expected to keep climbing. One respected numismatist even predicted a 6-figure sale within the next 12 months. Section 1. The birth of the 10 new pence coin. Host, in 1968, the UK government was laying the groundwork for one of the biggest currency overhauls in British history: decimalisation. The idea was to move away from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system and embrace a new, easier-to-understand decimal system. As a result, the 10 new pence coin was one of the first decimal coins to be minted alongside the 5p as part of this transition. The obverse featured the regal profile of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by the renowned Arnold Machin, while the reverse showed a bold lion, the heraldic symbol of the UK, designed by Christopher Ironside. $115,000. Section 2. The ultra-rare error variants. Host, here's where things get really interesting. During the mass minting process, a tiny number of error coins were struck, and these are not your average pocket change. Let's break down the most valuable and sought-after 1968 10 new pence error coins. 1. Double die obverse. One of the rarest known errors, the doubling of the Queen's features or the word Elizabeth II, is extremely rare. Some doubling also appears on the reverse, particularly in the words new pence or around the lion's mane. These double die coins are so rare that only a few authenticated examples have surfaced, and one of them fetched $63,000 in a private sale in 2023. 2. Wrong planchette error. This is where it gets wild. A few 1968 10p coins were struck on the wrong metal blanks. Some have appeared struck on 5p planchets or even foreign coin blanks, resulting in lighter weight, unusual colors, brassy or copper-toned, or different edges. These oddball coins are considered freak minting miracles and can go for $70,000 or more, depending on condition. 3. Magnetic core composition error. The original 10p coins were struck in Q-nickel non-magnetic. But rumors and a few numismatic reports suggest a prototype error coin from 1968 may have been struck using a nickel-plated steel blank, which would be magnetic. If confirmed, this would be one of a kind and potentially worth $100,000 to $115,000. 4. Off-center strike. A visually dramatic error where the coin's image is noticeably off-center. These are exciting for collectors, especially if key details, like the Queen's face or lettering, are misaligned but still visible. Some off-center 1968 10p coins have traded hands for $10,000 to $25,000. Section 3. Current market value. Host, let's get into the real numbers. What are these coins worth in today's red-hot collector market? Small blue diamond standard 1968 10p coin, $1 to $3, circulated, $15 to $30, uncirculated. Small blue diamond double die errors, $15,000 to $63,000. Small blue diamond wrong planchette errors, $40,000 to $89,000. Small blue diamond magnetic composition error, prototype, could command $100,000 to $115,000. Small blue diamond off-center errors, $10,000 to $25,000. Section 4. How to identify if you have 1, 6:30 to 8 o'clock. Host, so now you're wondering, how do I know if my 10p coin is worth thousands? Great question. Here's your step-by-step checklist. 1. Look at the date. It must be 1968 and say new pence on the reverse. 2. Use a magnet. If it sticks, you might have the rare magnetic prototype. 3. Inspect for doubling. Use a magnifier to check the lettering and Queen's face for any signs of double imaging. 4. Feel the weight. A normal 10p should weigh 11.31 grams. Anything significantly different could be a wrong planchette. 5. Check alignment. Rotate the coin and ensure the heads and tails line up. Any strange rotation could mean a die alignment error. 6. Off-center images. Is the coin off-center or missing parts of the design? That's a classic sign of a mint error. Section 5. Global demand. Host, what makes these coins even hotter right now is international demand. Collectors from the United States, Germany, China, and the Middle East are buying up rare British coins like crazy. Why? Because coins linked to the late Queen Elizabeth II have become ultra-collectible, especially early decimal-era issues from the 1960s and 70s. The coin that's turning heads, the 1979 50 new pence. The year was 1979. Margaret Thatcher had just become the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and the country was navigating a period of rapid political and economic change. Amidst all this, the Royal Mint quietly struck a batch of 50 new pence coins. At first glance, these coins might look like any other from that era, seven-sided, Q-nickel, and featuring the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland's tiara. But here's the twist. A bit of background. Why new pence? Before 1971, the UK used the old pound shillings pence system. But when decimalisation was introduced in 1971, new coinage had to reflect this transition. For several years afterward, coins bore the inscription new pence to distinguish them from pre-decimal coins. By 1982, this changed. The Royal Mint dropped the new and started using just 50 pence instead. But for collectors, coins that still say new pence represent a distinct chapter in numismatic history, especially the 1979 issues, which sit in a transitional window and unknown for their minting anomalies. The era that changes everything. Most 1979 50p coins are common, but there's a tiny handful that contain a rare minting error so significant, it catapults their value into the stratosphere. Here's where it gets exciting. Some of these coins have been struck with mismatched dies where the obverse, front, or reverse, back, design doesn't match the intended coinage. Others have been found with double strikes, off-center printing, or most famously, the wrong inscription coin struck with new pence in a year it wasn't supposed to be used. A few were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the metal disc was intended for another coin denomination altogether. Collector frenzy, value skyrocketing to $130,000. So how much is this coin worth? Let's break it down. A regular 1979 50p coin might be worth only a few pounds in circulated condition. But if you have a verified error coin, especially one with proof finish, rare strike errors, or mismatched dies, collectors have paid anywhere from $67,000 to $93,000 at auction. One coin, reportedly in near-perfect condition and bearing a double die strike, sold for an eye-watering $130,000 at a private collector auction. Yes, you heard that right. One small coin equals the price of a luxury sports car. This value explosion is fueled by global demand, especially from high-net-worth collectors in the UK, US, and Asia, who are eager to own a rare piece of royal and minting history. Left-pointing magnifying glass, what to look for? Could YOU have one? If you have any 50p coins lying around, now's the time to check. Here's what to look for. New pence inscription on a 1979 dated coin, white heavy check mark, obvious errors such as doubling of letters, off-center strikes, or unusual finishes, white heavy check mark, a mirror-like proof surface that suggests it may have come from a special issue or proof set, white heavy check mark, unusual weight or thickness, this could suggest it was struck on the wrong planchet. If you find a coin with any of these features, do not try to clean it or polish it. That could destroy its value. Instead, contact a reputable coin grading service like NGC or PCGS and have it evaluated. The rarity factor, why so few exist? You may be wondering, why are there so few of these error coins? Well, here's the inside scoop. Most coin errors are caught during minting and destroyed before leaving the Royal Mint. However, a handful always manage to slip through, often during high-volume production runs or at times when quality control is lax. Given the changes happening in the UK during 1979 and the Royal Mint's transitions in design and production, some slipped out unnoticed. Some collectors speculate that these error coins were part of experimental or test strikes never meant to circulate. If that's true, and you have one, you're holding a piece of Royal Mint mythology in your palm, a coin with royal appeal. It's not just the value that's exciting, this coin also carries enormous historical and cultural weight. Featuring the young Queen Elizabeth II in her regal prime, it symbolizes a crucial moment in UK history, the post-decimal era, the rise of modern Britain, and the enduring legacy of one of the world's most recognized monarchs.